Here's a moment that happens in homes all over the world every single day. You walk through the door, or into the kitchen, or simply round the corner from one room to the next, and your cat, who was just sitting there, minding their business, sees you and rolls over, not slowly, not hesitantly. A full, committed, belly-up roll, sometimes with a stretch, sometimes with a little sound, always directed at you, always at the exact moment they registered your presence. You probably melted a little. You probably reached for the belly and maybe got a surprise for your trouble. You called it adorable. You called it trust. You filed it away as one of the things your cat just does. But here's the thing. What just happened in that moment, the neuroscience of it, the evolutionary history of it, the social meaning layered inside it, is so much more than a cute greeting. And the reason most people think it means one thing when it actually means several things simultaneously is one of the most fascinating misreadings in all of cat ownership. Here's what most cat owners don't realize. The belly roll is not a single behavior. It is a multi-layered communication event, one that carries information about your cat's emotional state, their social assessment of you, their territorial confidence, and the specific role you play in their inner world. All of it, delivered in the 2 seconds it takes them to flip onto their back. Today, we're decoding every layer of it. 1. The vulnerability display, and why it's bigger than trust. Let's start with what everyone already knows, and then go much deeper. Yes, the belly roll is a display of trust, but saying it's just trust is like saying the ocean is just water. Technically accurate, completely insufficient. Here's the biological reality. The belly is the most vulnerable part of a cat's body. The major organs, heart, lungs, liver, intestines, sit directly beneath that soft, exposed underside with no skeletal protection. In the wild, an animal that exposes its belly to another creature is making a statement that carries genuine physical risk. Predators target the belly. Rivals target the belly. Exposing it is not casual. For a cat to roll belly up in your presence means their threat assessment system, the ancient, hardwired part of their brain that evaluates danger in every environment, has filed you under one specific category. Not safe enough, not probably fine, but completely categorically non-threatening. The part of their nervous system that exists to keep them alive has looked at you and concluded, this being requires zero defensive posture from me. That is not a small thing. That is your cat's survival instinct giving you its highest possible clearance. But here's where it gets really interesting, because trust is only the first layer. 2. The social greeting. What cats do with each other. Almost nobody connects this behavior to its origins in feline social structure, and the connection changes everything. In bonded cat colonies, groups of cats who know each other well and share territory, belly exposure during greetings is a documented social behavior between cats of established trust. When a cat rolls in front of another cat they are comfortable with, they are not inviting grooming or play. They are performing what ethologists call an affiliative display, a greeting gesture that communicates social ease, non-aggression, and the desire to reinforce the bond. It is the feline equivalent of a warm, open-armed greeting between friends, the body language equivalent of saying, I am so comfortable with you that I will show you my most vulnerable self as the first thing I do when I see you. Now here's what most people don't realize. Your cat is not doing a cat thing when they roll for you. They are doing a specifically social thing, the same thing they would do for a cat they deeply trusted, and they are directing it at you. You have been placed in the social architecture of your cat's world, in the same category as their most trusted companions. Not their owner, not their feeder, their companion, their social equal, the being they greet with the same openness they reserve for the innermost circle of their world. Say the scent marking you never noticed. Here's the layer that surprises people every single time. And it's happening every time your cat rolls in front of you. When a cat rolls on a surface, the floor, a rug, your feet, they are not just stretching. They are depositing scent. The glands along the cheeks, the chin, and the sides of the body release pheromones during the rolling motion that mark the surface as safe, familiar, and claimed. When your cat rolls specifically in front of you, often at your feet, often making contact with you during the roll, they are marking you. Not the floor, you. They are depositing their chemical signature on your presence in the same way they mark a door frame, a favorite chair, or the corner of a wall that belongs to their territory. You are being incorporated into their scent map. Filed under mine, safe, belongs here. And here's the connection that takes this even further. The scent released during a happy, relaxed roll is the same class of pheromone, the facial pheromone, that cats deposit when they rub their cheeks against something they are claiming with affection. This is not territorial aggression. This is the chemistry of belonging. Your cat is not just greeting you. They are writing you into their world in the most permanent language they have. 4. The belly trap, and what it's actually telling you. Now you might be thinking, but every time I reach for the belly, I get attacked, so how is this trust? Here's the thing, and this is the part almost nobody explains correctly. The belly roll is an invitation to connection. It is not an invitation to touch the belly. This distinction is everything. When your cat rolls in front of you and exposes their stomach, they are performing the display, the social greeting, the vulnerability signal, the scent marking. They are not necessarily consenting to physical contact with their most sensitive area. The reflex that fires when you reach for the belly, the sudden grab, the kick, the bite, is not aggression. It is a protective instinct so deeply hardwired that it activates faster than conscious thought. The belly is where predators strike. The nerves there are wired for rapid defensive response. Even in a cat who trusts you completely, that reflex exists. Trust and reflex operate on different circuits. What your cat is actually inviting when they roll is your presence and your attention, not necessarily your hand on their stomach. The correct response to a belly roll is engagement, eye contact, a soft voice, a slow blink, perhaps a chin scratch if they lean into it. Let them lead the physical contact. Watch where they position themselves. Their body will tell you what kind of connection they're asking for in that specific moment. The roll is the opening of the door. They are deciding what comes through it. Actionable takeaways. Next time your cat rolls in front of you, stop before you reach for the belly. Just for a second. Look at them. Slow blink. Say something soft. Let the greeting land before you respond physically. Then watch what they do next. If they stretch toward you, if they push their face in your direction, if they roll closer, those are invitations to touch. Start with the safe zones: chin, cheeks, base of ears. Let them escalate contact on their terms. Pay attention to when the roll happens. At your arrival, that's a greeting display, the social affiliative behavior. During play, that's a different register, excitement, invitation to engage. In the middle of a quiet evening with no trigger, that's something rarer and more significant. That is your cat, in a moment of complete contentment, simply wanting you to know how they feel. Those unprompted rolls, the ones with no request attached, no obvious trigger, are the ones worth sitting with. Your cat looked at you in an ordinary moment and decided to show you their whole soft underside, just because you were there. Here's what all of it means when you put it together. The belly roll is a greeting and a declaration, a trust display and a scent marking, a social bond reinforcement, and an ancient affiliative gesture that predates your cat's life in your home by thousands of years of feline social evolution. It is your cat's nervous system, their scent glands, their social instincts, and their emotional world all arriving at the same conclusion simultaneously, and expressing it the only way a cat knows how: by showing you the softest part of themselves. And now, the next time your cat sees you from across the room and tips sideways into that roll, you won't just see a cute cat being cute. You'll see exactly what they're saying. Does your cat roll for you the moment they see you, or only in specific moments? And have you ever made the mistake of going for the belly and living to regret it? Tell me everything in the comments. I read every single one, and the belly trap stories are always the best ones. If you made it this far, you understand something most people never will. Cats aren't just pets. They're complex, emotional, intelligent beings. Tap the video on your screen to keep learning the secret language of cats, and subscribe to Cat Class, because understanding your cat changes everything.